Do you ever want to touch rusty nails? Have you ever eaten a raw dog? Where do you live?
Bring around the real roses, pocket full of posies. That's not a good song. That is not. I'm getting out of here. Ashes, ashes. No, I'm scared. I'm out. I'm out. That's scary. Oh my gosh.
It's been 2 years since I made these videos, but people are still asking me what happened to Annie, and I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok talking about Annie, so I figured I will make one more video on this. But before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment for more creepy Roblox. This is a recap for those who have watched the other videos, so if you want the full details, I suggest you watch the full Annie series on my channel. Anyways, let's begin. The story begins when I found a creepypasta posted by someone explaining their experience with a girl named Annie. We will call this person OP, as in original poster, the person that posted the creepypasta. So OP explains how she's a Roblox developer trying to learn how to build games in Roblox Studio, and one day got a random message from a young girl called Annie that wanted to be friends with her. OP chatted with the young girl thinking that Annie was one of her little sister's friends, which Annie then responded that she didn't know her sister, but told OP to come to her Roblox game. At first, OP ignored the message, but then Annie continued to message her until she finally gave in and joined Annie's place. Annie freaked out and got so excited to see OP. She told her a few things that she liked, such as cookies and cats, until she had to leave 10 minutes later because her mom told her it was time for bed. They both logged out of Roblox and hadn't talked until a week later. Annie messaged OP to come visit her game again, but this time, instead of being her bubbly self with smiley text messages, she put frowny faces instead. Even her avatar changed to a sad face. Annie then started to ask OP some very disturbing questions, such as,
Do you ever want to touch rusty nails? Have you ever eaten a raw dog? Where do you live?
OP then told her those questions were making her feel uncomfortable and asked her to stop, but she didn't. She kept asking the same questions and wouldn't let her leave until she answered them. OP had enough, left the game, and blocked Annie. 2 days later, angry that OP was ignoring her, Annie sent a bunch of upset messages insulting OP and guilt-tripping her. OP ignored her messages and joined a game of Death Run, which then got redirected to Annie's game. As OP had joined the game, she noticed that there was blood on Annie's face. This time, Annie didn't ask her anything disturbing, but instead spoke with her about things that she liked but without her usual prep. After a while, Annie suddenly said it's hot in here and left the game immediately after. The sky grew dark and her house set on fire. Out of curiosity, OP went into the house and saw a dark burning figure with a grotesque smile. She left the game and logged out of Roblox, only to never see Annie again. So after that, I decided to investigate Annie's game. There wasn't much to it. It was a starter Roblox game, but with everything pink, so there were pink houses, pink trees, etc. The only strange thing that I saw was that there was a baby girl in the main house, and there were a bunch of dogs and one cat outside the house. A few days later, Annie added me as a friend on Roblox. I accepted her friend request and I played her game. A few minutes later, I was able to join her in-game. So we chatted for a bit and I asked her where she's been, and she said, I have been grounded. She then told me she had to be quiet and that she wasn't feeling very happy. She went into her house, stood on her bed, and faced the wall. I then asked her if everything was okay at home. She didn't reply to that, but instead, she started singing.
Bring around the real roses, pocket full of posies. That's not a good song. That is not. I'm getting out of here. Ashes, ashes. No, I'm scared. I'm out. I'm out. That's scary. Oh my gosh.
The sky grew dark and then the house went on fire. I saw a thunderstorm in the distance. I then explored the place once again and found a skeleton. It contained a message that said, I defied God. So this begged the question of, who is Annie? We decided to try and find out more information about Annie. So we then found an image link on Annie's profile. Based on my own observation, it looked like Annie was forced to eat the raw dog by her mother, who she drew as a monster. And then Annie regretted it. Her sin was that she ate her own dog. So this is the myth behind the legend of Annie. We can see in the video that there's evidence of OP talking about how she writes one-shot stories. We also saw that Annie was following Herschel Layton, which gave us the clues earlier on that they are most likely the one who made this creepypasta. Then there was a Google Docs on Annie's page that showed this. Hi, I'm Herschel Layton, and as you probably figured out a while ago, I made Annie. She explained a bit about herself and why she finally wanted to put the Annie story to rest. She said that the original story started off as Annie being a little girl who was off her rocker, she'd eat dogs and touch sharp things, then the house burned down. It wasn't meant to be that scary. Then a lot of people had their own interpretations of the story. She then revised the story and it became this. Annie was a little girl about 7 or 8 years old. She lived alone with her mother. Her father was out of the picture, either because he left his wife or just died of natural causes. She also had no siblings. Her mother, however, had serious issues and took them out on her daughter. If Annie stepped even a little bit out of line, she would punish her in an incredibly cruel and unusual way. Locking her in a closet, poking her with sharp, rusty objects, making her eat her dog, and then mocking her for all of that afterwards. After a while, Annie couldn't stand it anymore and plotted to fight back against her mother and escape. She was unsuccessful. Annie's mother gravely injured her and then burned down the house with Annie inside. In conclusion, Annie was a story that was written by a girl who was 13 at the time and wanted to try and write an interesting story. She didn't know the story would get so popular, and her intention was never to scare anyone. Honestly, this is still one of my favorite creepypastas, and I think Herschel did such a good job of telling it. I also think all the interpretations of the story are really cool too. Let me know in the comments below if you like the story too. Like and subscribe for more creepy videos, and don't forget to use star code realroses when you buy Robux. Anyways, until next time, peace out.